for the no. Now between 1990 and 1995, now Mirror any spectator, no more column be. I mam you almost me two topic be to an go for
yes.
Now Adam and Eve ni creation. Bye. Na do no me pesi o me scrapbook no so me ntimi fama. Na minim de ntia we nu no man pestida na gugu scrapbook no ma e bia na daach nam de beka ma sementi amene sa da na du ama me de aba na ma mienu no na ye frɛ baako oba ya ono no spectator ena the other one so ne frɛ nana ama eto da no mo the topic bia baba bo mu topic na nkofo de kwa wo mu no bia de ne de eba sample na me de ba no na be sample way Mirror 29 December 1990 and at the same Mirror December 29 1995
okay
abrantie ba ko bi story ono di kind na sem bi beto ho ebisa na na ama no se omwa no na se de ogene hu ba bia enye efize enema bi a kire na dwen ama se no ohia moa okan anu wi a Quran also an version and understanding of Cain and Abel.
Okay.
Onumpo de almost say Eve or wontafo nko 20. Ne bia no na yo ba ni be ma. Enti na che say sa branso na utimi ware wonu aba.
Yes.
Kramofo no ncheche mu no because Wikipedia e confirm say sa no mo gidi. And the last one I mepe so friends no. Jehovah Witness ni bi so almost standpoint. One dey say sani e ba ye no Cain kura no when she and you know or not in the east.
Okay.
And now say who wo ntafo nti no ni nua ba no one ne ne free garden of Eden mu no one ne call ya koduru north na ho no ne da ya owo ne ba ene ma bibiri nti me di we aba
okay
to sample it we dey be kai o kai we are the same person no and dey ono so obi no de bibi ba ye no o dimri ka say na na ma ka kire me de ne me so me kan kire akwa we ye and je so ono mo so abe teacher ni
okay
na de di ka de no
Cain and Abel the only two question the Mirror Saturday December 29th 1990 akwara bi o hane ngono page 13
kai
dear Nana Ama the Holy Bible made it clear that in the beginning God created man and called him Adam. Finding him too lonely, he made for him from his own rib a woman he called Eve. We are further made to understand they had two sons, Cain and Abel. The story goes on that when Cain killed Abel, he, that is Cain, said, and I quote, I shall be a fugitive and vagabond in the earth, and everyone that findeth me shall slay me, unquote. And the Lord set a mark upon him, lest anyone finding him should kill him. We are told that Cain then left the place where his parents lived and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Edom. He knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch, and built a city after his name. This, to me, means there were other people inhabiting the earth apart from them. Nanama, if there were no other living men besides the sons of Adam and Eve, why did the Lord put a mark on Cain that he might not be killed by anyone? And from where did he get his wife? How did he build the city if there were no other citizens besides himself living in that part of the land? Please help me out of my confusion.
Help me out of my confusion. 5 years later, Obinsu beside the same question on who dim the castle.
We so every a year the Mario Chronamo Friday, December 29th, 1995. Papa, wait. Who was Cain's wife? To me, can free baby our market. In answer, okay. Or see,
Nipan go how money. Yes, friend Frank Muzu of who?
Yeah, okay. Unia. Frank Muzu, who know the question by 5 years later. No, I'm not you by. Or see, in answer to a question asked by one Kojo Isaac of Takwa as to who Cain's wife was, into bracket in the November 18th, 1995 issue of the Mirror, I wish to say that, as Nanama correctly put it, Adam and Eve did have daughters about which the Bible is silent. Genesis chapter 5 verse 4. Okay. And sons who populated the earth by intermarriage. These same people intermarried daughters and sons later migrated to build cities elsewhere. Furthermore, the Bible, that is Genesis chapter 5 verse 3 to 5, states that Adam begot a son named Seth. Of us, I'm in young pay there. Say, I don't need to know we know we the Basra. Very good.
Now I'm saying, Mama one kind or kind we and Nana Mama answer.
Young kind one near now we and Tia said them. Was say, Frank, it has been observed that often the Bible is silent on daughters. So Adam and Eve had daughters who intermarried with their brothers to have children to populate the earth. And these are the other people who migrated to build cities elsewhere. We, however, invite opinions from readers on this issue.
I want my answer. I mean, those are invited go for the not sure we and any day. And at the end, the church say, Bible only is silent on daughters.
Okay.
Because I mean, I can't only and to be beside the same question. No, no,
in answer to a question asked by one Kojo Isaac of Takwa as to who Cain's wife was, that is in the November 18th, 1995 issue of the Mirror, I wish to say that, as Nana Mark correctly put it, Adam and Eve did have daughters about which the Bible is silent. Genesis chapter 5 verse 4. And so and sons who populated the earth by intermarriage. These same people intermarried daughters and sons later migrated to build cities elsewhere. Furthermore, the Bible, Genesis chapter 5 verse 3 to 4, states that Adam begot a son named Seth besides Cain and Abel when he attained the age of 130 years and had sons and daughters. The earliest inhabitant of earth had no other choice than to marry their brothers and sisters in order to fulfill the divine command, be fruitful and multiply. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. Example was Abraham and his brother Nahor. Is it Nahor? Yes. Also read Genesis chapter 20 verse 12 and Genesis chapter 11 verse 26 to 30. So if Adam lived 930 years, you can imagine how large his descendants were, but such marriages were later prohibited. See Leviticus chapter 1 verse 6 to 17. And found the BCA and found him Rabia Habaya. It must, however, be borne in mind that if Seth, Genesis chapter 5 verse 8, who was one of Cain's younger brothers, could have lived for 912 years, then the migration of people, the burden of cities, and the question of Cain and his wife were all part of a chain of events stretching over a long period of time and not just 1 year. It is of a minion, no, papa enuani one na wo papa enuani one na wo ne wo saa akọ na se ye ba Leviticus kra na be hyemra se saa system no ye twam a hwan na ko ware hwan ibo kwa ko ware bia yo nua se o twu ko so ba fo bo yo nua
American grammofo di the Quran.
I see the Quran says it differently. Okay. Where Frank Amuzu who na
where different thing.
And by so need
Amuzu di
where Ibrahim Cape Coast. Was according to Islamic scholars, Adam, my friend Adamu, and Eve, Hawa, initially were endowed with two births. First was a twin, Cain with a sister. The second was Abel with a twin sister. Oh, that is a Cain wu ye no na nia ba e wo ho. Ana e pamo Abel so no. Sorry, friends ye pamo Cain no. No so nia ba o je ka ma mi do fie. Se metena se dia. Okay. Also the second was Abel with a twin sister. Therefore the children were 4 together with their parents. Thereafter the Lord God, that is Allah, wishing to fulfill his promise of the world multiplying, made a law forbidding Cain to marry his twin sister, but rather lawful to marry Abel's twin sister. And the same law applied to Abel. This arrangement of the law infatuated Cain very much, thinking his twin sister was more beautiful than Abel's. Oh, okay. This brought the first enmity between the two brothers. They consulted their father, and he advised them to offer a sacrifice. The one who would be answered would be on the right path, and consequently Abel was the winner. Therefore Cain's wife was Abel's twin sister. About to chance yanom de manase into oka do match ma for the crop pot yanom ko body nchanom ko ba for the no. Okay. As a second contribution from a Quranic point of view, Adam and Eve had 20 births before departing to eternity. Each birth was a twin. That's almost 40 no. 2
if we are there.
A boy and a girl. They therefore had 20 boys and 20 girls. But God's, that is Allah's law, was that there should be intermarriages. Therefore, the third and fourth, the fifth and sixth, up to the 20th, intermarried, and it was from these 40 children that the whole world multiplied. In Tikenia Beno, now. Member ni mienu baako timi ware baako twin sister baako don timi ware baako twin sister enye sa
kramofo na eka
Allahu akbar
and a third one no am can say anybody ma paraphrase so say no the twin sister no
okay
and the call not e ho no call ware no enti no wankwanko hu no oba bia wo ho no na ya time nti ma menka say Bible pages no ubie pages no a containing metaphor,
okay,
figures of speech, and yet as someone what can ya no atiase na what can ye no a coded message it require higher spiritual understanding and say no atiase na the atiane say a coded messages are it may symbolic,
yes.
It may literal, and it may parallel. It depends on the content of the original. The original intention, no, Moses did to honor, and then the batch who with the higher understanding, no. Oh, say where they are symbolic, where they are literal. You can't literal so a true to fact. And yet, trust and first, yes, oh, almost change the moon.
The literal meaning.
True to fact.
Okay.
Say data, who date. Number who is specific. Who to me who say it here. And you find a literal. And yet, literal, no can, almost kind of try.
Literal.
And I said, parallel. Say, where did we? ɛna ɔmo ɛnante ɛno a ɔmo kodu bɛm na ɔmo abrɛ no ɔmo so ɔmo gye mframa na dua kɛseɛ bi si hɔ na ɔmo kɔtena ase yes power dia dua no ɛyɛ dua ɛyɛ symbolic a dua no ɛyɛ nipa
okay
so wonni saa symbolic anaasɛ wonni saa ntiaseɛ yɛ ade bɛhunu coded messages no a deɛ ɛbɛbaa ne sɛnea yɛkenkan kyerɛ
yɛbɛkenkan ne saa biara
obiara de n'adwene na ɛba na ɛnɛ no yɛbie book no mu o nti no nokorɛ no ɛna afei
we be across say Adam was not first man
sɛ me sɛ ɛmmerɛ nti yɛmpɛ sɛ yɛbɛkɔm na wei de yɛasampo
okay
ama obiara hu sɛ sei ɛna tie
ase no nim sɛ mmerɛ bi bɛba ma na yɛ program we paper hwɛ and one of the so dwene ho 1990 and 5 years later 1995 wɔtima combining the two
ɔsomafo
abatara biara msoro
oh yeah me knew
okay
and nukure wo ni say Moses the Bereshit no e dey be kai say reawakening bi emre na edu if say chaos and confusion no a esi deda no ye twa ani hwe 2020 e wo yen so asetre mu a the same thing say school for nkwala didi o mampanya tem say wa me yan yen so hwi we say
kodua o minim so sa video
no so na ubehu ba bi nso no amanyosem ye disika be wuram chese obi ye de ope
sa
obo ade ho enni sa ne me ye nipa ye wa asase so enti na kura mpo no there's a need for a new creation
okay yes
because I see obi or the ye atu ye or the no kura samba na nipa hu say say entro ni atra hu yi na say ye daniel hu enti anu pepepe ene ba ya Moses or the reawakening no e ba ye na chaos and confusion no mu no ana Adam and Eve ye yi wo mo that did not mean say ye can say so mo ni the first people are the creative wo mo na Adam there the and women yes ye kire onipa the composition of the human body any asase no minerals ni ye be ba ho
okay
na nsa na bedru on ma menti bibi emfiri ho no enti no na Adam and Eve ka the confusion no e koso no ho oba de say minyimu na menyamu nipa foforo na memfa order law and order enshamonsa na afi momfa yie entu yi saa na Moses ode ne Genesis no bai
okay
na mo na nkyere se o mu mienu pe ene ne wo asasi so senia your friend is saying European theology kire no a awura nipa bebre tirimu a yenhunu de o mo peso o mo kire na the trees in the Garden of Eden senia kan ye no na nsu gina ho manipa enti no Adam and Eve Genesis 2 there be nyanru ho ehwe Benami buku everlasting
de nimu ana famisa na na hwe na mama no fans kakra no
everlasting life page 164
okay book title no everlasting life and you can get free mo page 164 paragraph 3 and you can or say these Edenic trees represented those whose attributes were placed in the service of God at the creation of Adam. We could say that they were angels of paradise. After a close perusal of the message of Genesis, we ascertain that we are not to visualize these trees as having trunks and branches of wood and leaves. We must envisage trees with tongues for talking and knowledge for consumption. This is evident from the wrathful response of God to the strange behavior of Adam and Eve upon his return to the garden. Those who told you that you were who told you that you were naked, to bracket, or with whom have you been conversing? These trees were to provide all of the required assistance to Adam's intuitive understanding to perfectly fulfill the will of God.
Fantastic. It is not in Rihanna or garden.